What is going on, you guys? Bashtian YGO here, and today I'm coming at you with my first place DDD deck profile. Now, DDD is a deck that I've been playing for about a month and a half now, and honestly, I just can't get enough of this deck. It's so much fun. A lot of people just don't really see it coming still. Now, since the deck first started doing well, a lot of people understand a little bit more of the lines of play, where they hit the deck, things like that, but they're still not 100%, I believe, prepared for it. And now with the Albaz strike structure deck coming out, at least the time I'm recording this video, I think this deck's going to have huge success because a lot of people are going to be focusing a lot more on that deck than this one as well. So I think it's going to be a really good tier 2 matchup. I don't think it is a tier 1 deck exactly. It has the capability. We'll see what happens when I actually mix the Albaz cards in here. If it's possible, I am thinking about taking out one of these cards to put in one of the Predator Plant Fusions, play Super Polymerization, a side deck, things like that. But I'm still playing around with as far as like how the deck will look like moving forward. I will have an updated deck profile for DDD within the next 2 to 3 weeks, depending on again how the meta turns out, with an update saying, I guess, how this deck's going to be molding in the future. But for now, this is what I used to go ahead and get first place at my most recent locals. Go ahead and get right into it. Start off with the monsters. For the monsters, guys, I'm not going to spend too much time on it. If you want a more in-depth explanation video for the DDD, I do have a previous DDD deck profile where I go a lot more in-depth as to my reasoning wise. It's pretty similar deck profile to this, but I did change up a few other things, change up some ratios. So first off, triple Kepler, triple Copernicus, triple Griffin, and triple Slime. Pretty standard, nothing too crazy about that. Go ahead and move that off to the side. One Necro Slime, double Orthros. Before, I only played one Orthros, and realistically, it's nice to have the second one in the event that I have to banish the other one, either for a fusion or other things like that. It really comes down to situational effects. It's good to always have that second one as a backup, because you can't really bring it back from the banish pile. You don't really play those type of cards in DDD, at least in this current time. If we get more support in the future, that'd be fantastic. That'd be pretty cool to go ahead and maybe fusion summon from the banish pile. You know? But that's just me, speculating. Overall, I think those ratios are really good. For your main pendulum targets, as far as your scales, you're going to have your Cerberus and your Zero King Rage. So this card is actually phenomenal. A lot of people don't use its pendulum effect, which, besides the one that you don't take damage, is if you, if you would normal summon a level 5 or higher DD monster, you can do without tributing. You can only use each effect of DD Divine Zero once per turn. So a lot of times with this, you can go ahead and actually normal summon some of your bigger DD monsters in the event that you get stopped, you get drolled. You can't search for the ones that you actually want to summon, so you can at least go ahead and still get 2 on the board. And then Cerberus as well, good for level manipulation in case Kepler is your only other monster you're gonna have on the board, as well as you can still go to your rank 4s. Then one Savant Thomas, one Oblivion Abyss King Ragnarok. So the Thomas, I actually, before I used to play 2 of the Abyss King Ragnarok and no Thomas at all. I realized that was a huge mistake. Thomas has been a very instrumental piece as far as like helping me play around Droll and Lockbird and other hand traps as such. Savant Thomas is phenomenal, as well as recycling some of my Deus Machina, so I can go ahead and continue summoning it for the grindier games. I think of it a little bit like a Prank Kids Pranks. It doesn't really draw, but it adds cards back to my hand from my extra deck, so I take that as a draw. Next, for the other one-ofs, I play one Lamia and one Vice Typhon. I've still never used Lamia for the synchro because it is a tuner. I've pretty much only used her exclusively as an extender, and it's come up so clutch. So in the event that you only have Copernicus in your hand and maybe another DD you can't really use, you go ahead and normal summon Copernicus, send Lamia, then pitch the other DDD, special summon Lamia, and use those 2 to then link summon into your Gilgamesh, and you're pretty much all set as far as that goes. So it's pretty much what it's used for, and it's extremely useful in the event that you do get Droll and Lockbird. So really good card. And then of course DD Vice Typhon to go ahead and fusion summon your big Genghis. That's gonna be it for the DD cards, guys. As far as the monsters, next for the hand traps, I played triple Ash, triple Crow, triple Veiler, and then triple Nib. All in the main deck. I really think that all these cards are definitely mandatory moving forward. Again, with the Fallen of Albas deck, his deck doesn't really, at least Despia Albas doesn't summon too much. Different variations might summon a little bit more depending on, again, different aspects of what is required. So I'm probably going to be taking out Nib from the main deck again moving forward, but overall this has worked extremely well. Super useful. I always have 2, maybe in sometimes 3 hand traps, because really all you need to combo off is 1 Kepler or 1 Copernicus, and if you can get another DD in your hand, then that's just more power to you. But I think this is going to be the best, most optimal, at least main deck hand trap lineup you can possibly do. If you want to take out DD Crows and put in Ogres, that's entirely on you. I personally do prefer having a DD Crows. Helps me deal with Scythe, helps me deal with DPE as well. Any other pesky thing in the graveyards, go ahead and get rid of it. But in the event they're not playing that, yeah, I'm putting the Ogres, especially if you're going up against the Adventure package, but you can also take out other cards, just play more hand traps, again going second. But anyway, that's going to be for the monsters, guys. Go ahead and get right into the spells. For these spells, we play triple Period Raise map. I don't want to get Lancey yet. I feel like Lancey is going to become a slightly stronger hand trap in this near future, because the Abbas Despia deck does banish every now and then in order to fusion summon, so it can be really useful as well. So I don't want to get Lancey, that's why I play Period Raise map instead of Small World. Triple Gate, 1 Swamp King, and then 1 for 1. Pretty much self-explanatory when it comes to the spell ratios. Nothing too crazy going on there. And now on to the traps. For the traps, I play 1 DD Headhunt and 1 Dark Contract with Eternal Darkness. This card is going to be extremely necessary. Yes, very necessary in this upcoming format. If you don't have this card, get it. It is 50 cents at the moment. If you're playing DDD, extremely useful. If you have not read this card, I'll go ahead and read it again. I'm pretty sure I did this in my previous DDD deck profile, but in the event that you have not read it, while you have 2 DD cards in your Pendulum Zones, extremely easy to do. Your opponent cannot target monsters on the field with spell, trap effects, tribute them for a tribute summon, nor use them as a material for a fusion, synchro, or XZ summon. Your opponent cannot fusion summon from the field. Okay? That is absolutely just ridiculous. It cannot target monsters on the field. It includes their monsters. So absolutely phenomenal card as well. And then of course DD Headhunt is pretty much a staple of playing DD decks. Next, for the extra guys, I played the triple Gilgamesh, 1 Dark. Dark, extremely useful. There's really no need to play any other card. Again, moving forward, this may actually go ahead and be a flex spot for one of the fusion of the Albus Strike decks, so it might be going that route. But until then, 3 Gilgamesh, 1 Dark is really all I want to root for. This actually helped me pick up a game against the Fluandries player, so that was really clutch as well. Next, you play 2 little Genghis, 1 big Genghis for your fusions. Do not play Z-Arc. It is not useful for you whatsoever. And that's going to be it for the links and for the Genghises. Genghises, also known as the only fusions you need for now. Next, you play your 1 DD Wave King Caesar, 1 Marksman Kingtail, 1 High Wave King Caesar. Extremely useful card. Actually has a really broken effect as well, where if your opponent were to activate any type of effect that was special summon a monster, you have to go ahead and negate it. But not only that, I just realized that Glare is absolutely just atrocious on this. So this guy right here, right? So if your opponent were to activate any type of effect, whether a monster, spell, trap, special summon a monster, you get to go ahead and negate it and then increase another DD card and itself the attack by 1800. Absolutely wild. It's won me so many games. And then when it's sent to the graveyard, it has more recursion, so it's really good. It just gives you more and more consistency as well. Then double Deus Machinex. I would try to... I have tried to play a third one. It gets extremely cloggy and it's really just unnecessary. Very rarely would you ever want to have a third one. Again, you can just recycle it with Savant Thomas. There's no real need for a third one as well. But again, extremely necessary, and you had to play at least 2 copies and no more than 2 copies. So 2 copies is perfect. And then we do play Xyz in this deck, so the 1 Zeus, again, this card just wins games on its own. It's pretty much self-explanatory from there. Then only 2 synchros you'll ever need. I play 1 Baron and 1 Siegfried. I don't know, again, the glare is kind of wild. I hope it hasn't been like that the entire time. But Baron, extremely good. If you do not have the cash flow for this, do not worry about it. Like I said, we are moving into a format where it's going to be a more fusion heavy format. So if you want to play Super Poly in the side deck or main deck, and then have this be one of the Predaplant targets, or just another target to go ahead, or a Starving Band of Fusion Dragon as well, to go ahead and still have a Super Poly target while keeping your entire extra deck still in line. It's a more budget option. It's probably going to be the better option moving forward as well for you. I myself am going to keep Baron de Fleur in here. It still has won me quite a bit of games, so I like it quite a bit. And then Siegfried, just because, you know, having spell negates is really useful as well. Next, for the side deck, quick look. I played Triple Droll, Triple Token Collector, Triple Ghost Ogre, Triple Tactics, and then the Triple D Barrier. Again, I'm also going to be taking these out for some Super Polys, so we'll see where that goes from there, or maybe adding it to the main deck. I'm not really sure where exactly I'm going to go as far as that goes. So that is it for the deck profile, guys, for the DDD first place deck profile. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Are you guys still playing DDD? Or where are my DDD brothers? Let me know in the comment section down below. Leave a like if you guys did enjoy, and smash that subscribe button. I have a lot more deck profiles upcoming, so I will go ahead and see you guys in the next one very soon.